live and in person, all the way from beautiful downtown
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale. We have the amazing, incredible, entertaining Snapshot photo booth with Stacey Slattery. Woohoo! In the EE spotlight. Hey. Photo booth.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool. Okay. First of all, we've done a few of these, couple planners, couple of these, couple of those. You're the first photo booth.
Well, that's because I am the only photo booth.
You know what? That is the right answer, by the way.
It is. We're staying up with the times. We're booking, we're moving, and we're grooving.
Oh, see, that was my first question. So photo booths in 2019, like off the charts at every single event, all the time, everywhere, right?
Yeah.
2020. Well, it was 2020.
Yeah, those first 3 months, we were all dying. We were like, yes, this is it. We've got it. We are going. And then March 14th happened.
Right. I got it. But now we're January 2021.
Believe it or not, I believe, what is today? Thursday. By Monday of this week, I'm pretty much sold out for November.
Hope springs eternal. I happen to know that I have been preaching from the crystal ball of the event Ensemble mountaintop that September, October, November, December, that we're going to be shots in the arms and partying, like it's 2019 all over again.
So hopefully we're moving in that direction. I mean, I'm absolutely shocked. Like I said, we are, of course, the only photo booth, and we are, staying up with the times. So it's a constant, ever evolving, ever purchasing, ever upgrading, ever world. And I'm kind of, I shouldn't say I'm not down a booth, but I'm kind of like up a booth half-ish. And, it's just like, I was going to get everything up and running. So we had 5 full booths going for the spring of last year, graduation season. And then of course, for all the corporates in the fall, which never happened. So I've kind of been holding off, and I'm just sitting here looking at April, March going, okay. Got to spend money.
But you are doing photo booths before November.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty much, I have to double check my calendar. I'm pretty much booked out in March and April. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. So we're going to set aside all of the, yes, we're cleaning, and yes, we're making it safe. I'm going to put all that stuff aside for a moment. Let's talk.
We've always done that. So that's whatever. People who don't use props, whatever. Really, you bring dirty, disgusting props to, yeah. Okay. I'm like, okay. Really? No, you bring new props.
Who knew that was going to be a hot button, but okay.
Right? No. It's like, and you don't clean your props during the event. Why would you not do that? We all do that,
That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm going to say we're going to put that to the side. Okay. But you have 5 booths. They're not all the same, right?
Not one is the same.
Okay. So ring goes the phone. I'm having a wedding. I need a photo booth. How do I know what photo booth I want?
Well, that's very interesting. That is, of course, one of my lead-in questions. Not so much now, post-COVID, due to the fact that a lot of people just really aren't looking for the enclosed. So I have colors, I have styles, I have different equipment, I have all kinds of stuff. So, I just start doing some qualifying questions. What are we doing? Where are we going? How big's the event? I have a brand new spanking new booth that I got last year at the expo. And that was like my first priority last year, even during COVID, was to get that thing up and running, and it's beautiful. And this thing it's my baby. I love it. It is I wouldn't want all my booths to be like this, but man, this thing is like the wedding booth. And originally I purchased it more for that mitzvah and sweet 16s, because there are such height challenged folks.
Oh.
And well, at a lot of weddings, there are a lot of kids. So at some of my venues that I go to on a regular basis, I know just by where they're booking, it's usually second marriages. It's usually young people with both merging two families. So
Mhm.
I know there's always going to be a ton of kids. This thing is amazing. I don't have, all you have to do is like this to get the not a headshot of the child, but a full body up close shot. I mean, the thing is amazing. And, and then you got to go back up to the 6'5", groom, and then down to the kids. And this thing, it's so amazing. It's my fave. It's my fave.
Very cool. So is it about the camera and the pictures it takes, or is it about the angle that it offers in terms of who's in front of it for the height?
Well, it's always about the camera. It's that all my other booths do adjust, the height adjust, but it's minimal. So this particular one, the actual equipment is on a tilt, a pivot. Like you would have a full length mirror that you would tilt in and out, and it's just like that, and it's phenomenal. I love
Very
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about the prints. Do they smear? Are they personalized? What's going on with the prints? I mean, because that's what photo booth was. You get your little, strip, not this stripper, but the photo strip.
Well, okay, so it's not like the old days where you had to, I always see people do that. It's so cute, from the Polaroids to get them to focus and everything like that. The printers and the technology that they have out now, it's like instant. It's not even like when you're at home, when you're printing off pictures off your home printer, you do have to be careful while it dries for those first few seconds. The technology now is it's so amazing. It's instant. It's instant printing. You get a print within maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds after taking the photo.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And of course it cuts. If you have cuts, doing the strips versus the 4x6 postcard size. And it's just with the ink and the dye, it's actually dye. They're already dry when they come out. It's amazing.
So
Yeah.
quick dry. I like it.
Yeah.
Now what about digital?
What about?
So I got the print out. Look, mom, and look, dad, right? But what if I wanted to, share it with my friends on, Instagram or something?
Okay. So everybody has to. I mean, it's the time, right?
Mhm.
I'll share. Yes, we do that most definitely, always. And then I'll show you. It doesn't really matter. So.
Okay, give it to me.
So, I mean, there's multiple ways to do your digital copies. Today, because of COVID, boom, you can do a scan code, which is amazing. You just walk up, you take your phone, you hit the scan code, and you instantly get the print. Amazing when you are doing what I call mass public. If you're doing a festival, a walk, a porn festival, a carnival, things like that. I mean, it is absolutely amazing because nobody has to touch anything, and they're going to get their print or their picture, their photo immediately on their phone. The other platforms, of course, are the text messaging. That's where you just put in your text. And you also can do Facebook where you put in an email address or a Facebook page. So those are the ways you get them. They're instant, they're great, they're dated, they're stamped. You can do some major branding with those.
You still get to do your whole, what do you call
The
that?
whole thing. Yep, the whole.
What is that border and all that stuff
It's
called?
called a template, but for layman's terms, I always say your printout, what you want your printout to look like.
But you can have it say Scott and Kathy's wedding and Bobby's bar mitzvah and Rachel's romp or whatever, right? With the date and
totally. And I will have to say that is one of my best marketing tools. Somebody reaches out and I start doing some qualifying questions. Where are we going? What's your theme? What's your color? And I have a back stock of thousands of designs. And just by asking them a few questions, I'll send them a bunch of designs and, and the bride, it's always the bride. Well, no, I get some groups too. Oh, I love that design. And so I will quickly brand it with their, their text, their date and everything like that, send it immediately back to them. And the next thing is, where do I pay?
We love it when it's like that. Okay, so my fiance and I were planning our wedding, and I want a photo booth, and she wants a photographer, and we've decided that we can't have both. Which should we get?
Between a photographer and a photo booth? I would start doing qualifying questions. Where is the wedding? How big is the guest count? What's the size of your wedding party? That is kind of sounds more like a micro party. So if there's a decision between a photo
But we're
booth,
doing mini monies, aren't we?
yeah. Oh, totally.
Those
Oh,
miniature little, I got 10, 15 people coming kind of
mhm.
thing. Okay. All right. Well, then let me just, in this vein. So we're thinking about a chocolate fountain or a photo booth. Which should we get and why?
Photo booth. Why would you even have a chocolate fountain?
Well, I won't tell the chocolate people you said that. Okay.
Oh, there's
But
no
then why
hands
why a
down.
photo booth?
Why a photo booth? Oh my gosh. So in the first place with the wedding, it is like the best gift to give back to your guest. It is the number one keepsake. And so many people over the course of the years have said, we use that picture, from the photo booth in our Christmas cards, or, this is the only time that all of my entire family has gotten together. Repeatedly. I get people, wait, don't close down. Let me get all my kids over here. We've never had a photo of all of us together. And, it's so fun. It's so amazing. When situations like that happen to where I can give people, I'll literally print out a large 4x6 and give it to every single family member.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk about, those are brownie points. Same thing with the grandparents. I don't have pictures with me and my grandkids. Let's everybody pile in. And, that's the first and easiest is you would not believe how much the guests appreciate it. And also on that, a lot of these people are not going to make the photo album, you know, you know,
Yeah, for
and
cause.
that's what I
We'll
tell
leave that
brides.
alone.
I tell brides and grooms, when I'm speaking to them and I said, so this is the opportunity for you, you bride and grooms, you're going to get all these photos of all these people who are doing something totally different than you guys are at your wedding and you don't know it. And they're like, I never thought about that. You guys are going to be out there socializing, doing whatever you got to do, the first dance, cutting the cake and all of that. And then there's always us in the back or to the side that are whooping it up and are doing tributes to you.
So let me see if I've got this right. What happens in the booth stays in the booth until the printout shows up.
Correct. As well as the USB, they are, or a digital copy, however the bride and groom choose to get the, because we give the bride and groom every single one of the photos. We also provide scrapbooks, memory books, which are amazing. And, they're yeah.
Well, those are great add-on features. So let's get a little technical for a second because,
Okay.
well, I want to have the photo booth for the cocktail hour, and it's only going to be, an hour for the cocktails. Or I need the photo booth for the wedding, and I only want the, photo booth for 2 hours during dinner or something like that. What happens like regarding the setup and the breakdown between when the event is actually going on? So if the event is going on, do you set up early so that they don't see you setting up, or do you show up when in the middle of the event? How does that happen?
Great question. Much like yourself, the difference between hiring someone who is doing this on a side gig versus someone like yourself and myself, which this is my job. We, I do not set up when guests are there. I do not like to do that. I do not find that to be professional. And the majority of my booths, depending on where the wedding is won, where the location of the booth is, and all of those, we usually come in early. Even with those days where we have 3 or 4 booths and I'm too cheap to pay my attendant.
We'll edit that piece out.
Right. I am when I have the vehicle, and that's why I purchased the vehicle that I have, is so I can actually go and pick up and unload and all that, multiple booths in one day. And I've been known on peak Saturday in October or that peak Saturday in December, driving around 3 or 4 or 5 locations, setting up, just because I don't want people to see us set up. I like that magic. Like you two are a magic kind of guy and would rather have everything there. Now there are other occasions where that's how it works out. They don't care. I do some white labeling, both myself as well as send out white labeling. And the company that I use all the time, they hate it when I say you have to set up early. I'm sorry.
Because they just consider it more time.
Yeah. And I'm doing a booth for them. I think it's next Friday. I have an open house that day. My staff, I'm very nice to my staff, and as long as they're available for me on every single solitary Saturday, I'm okay. I told you, once you've committed to me, you cannot do anything on a Saturday. So my Fridays are flexible with them. And I'm doing a open house in Black Canyon City. I'm doing a white label booth in Ahwatukee, and one ends at 7. The other one starts at 8. I'm the person who's going to be doing them. And so I contacted the other company and I said, hey, just to let you know, please tell me this is where we're going. I mean, I've been to this venue multiple times. And I said, we'll be there around 5 o'clock to set up for that 8 o'clock booth. And they're like, oh, wow, we don't want to start asking the venue for favors. And I'm like, favors? No, your vendor prefers that you set up before the guests arrive.
Right.
And I just thought that was really weird. I was just like, no, that's not a favor. That's what you do.
It's standard when you have a professional company like Snapshot.
Right.
Excellent. Yeah. So a shameless plug. I worked with one of your team members for New Year's Eve. He was there uber early, had everything set and ready to go before his start time, came over and said, we can start. And I said, but you said you weren't going to start until, he said, well, I'm ready, let's go. And he was like first in, but it wasn't before me, but he was early in and last out. And just a wonderful young man to work with, very friendly. And he did the Stacey magic. He came over with a stick that was filled with pictures that I was able to put on our big video screen for the guests. And of course, that's such a huge prompt for the guests to go, look, they have a photo booth. We saw them on the big screen. Let's go, everybody go. And then all of a sudden flood to the photo booth. So it was
cool. Yeah. He's a little gem I found coincidentally out of this year. And right now he's got vehicle trouble. So, but I said, that's okay. I got you covered. We got a vehicle for you. So I'm borrowing my father's truck. So that's Grant's little vehicle. Cause I was like, oh, no, this is not going to fly if you can't have a vehicle. He is just a gem.
He is indeed. And that's another sign of the quality of your company, is that you have good people as opposed to next. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I have them ish. Not probably so much anymore. Most of the people that work for me now absolutely love doing this. very energetic, very customer service people, and they just love going out to parties.
I love it. See, photo booth, it's a party
Right?
thing. You
It
got
is
to
part
do
of
it.
it.
Okay, so my closing question for you, Stacey, is what is your favorite moment at an event for the photo booth?
At the event. After the event, I have thousands. Uh, Before the event, I have thousands. Working with brides and grooms, or people. Um, Probably if working directly with a coordinator, event planner, and especially the ones that I already have a working relationship with. Oh no, here's one. I got it. This is the
Better,
best.
wait, better.
This is the best. Okay. Never have I done a booth before at Bourgeon Tree. And always try to get my foot in the door over there. They're a stone's throw from my house. Easy peasy convenient. That's all I have to say. So this past somewhere along the line, must have been in November, I did a wedding out there, and I got onto the property well before the wedding and everything like that. And the gal who was my event planner for the venue says to me, I got to tell you, you are the first photo booth that has ever reached out to me prior to the event and asked me what we want from you. And I said, you have got to be kidding me. And she said, no, thank you.
Once again, you pride yourself on your professionalism, and we love that about Snapshot photo booths. Thank you for joining us today, Stacey. It's been fun.
Perfect. And perfect timing, because my dog's like now growling at the door because she's got to go.